we're going to talk about quite a bit about how just society is just, in general, in the West, is like Mexico is not as bad actually. People in Mexico, for the most part, still know how to enjoy life, still very family oriented. A good sort of mix of work and not work. But in places like the US and a lot of other places like that, they're it's just a wreck. And you can see that. And that's a big part of the reason that everything's turning basically to shit. And a part of it is that you hardly hear anyone even talking about anything spiritual anymore. It seems like most people are they're into science. They actually had another religion they didn't even know they had called statism, which is a religion and a superstition. Most people don't even know they're in that cult. There's actually lots of cults that people are in they don't even know. That's why it is a cult, because they're basically mind controlled into it. But one of their other religions basically that a lot of people have now is scientism. And so they believe there's no reason this universe is here. Although scientists tell us that 8 billion years ago something blew up and then all this was here. Like just everything. It's just amazing. But no one ever asks what was here before it all blew up and what blew up exactly. And was there no reason for that? So a lot of people, and they also believe in the whole Darwin evolution stuff, which there's no proof of whatsoever. Like, of course, things change over time a little bit, but like we didn't come from like amoebas and then turned into like lizards and then, well, some people are still lizards though, so that's a whole other thing. But and then turned into like mice and fish, and then we grew arms and thumbs over billions of years, and then we were monkeys. And then we turned into humans, but they're still monkeys. What happened to the monkeys? Why didn't they turn into humans? None of it makes any sense, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to make any sense. And people just listen to the government and the television programming for what's real, and they go to the government schools, which teach them mostly wrong information. And then, you know, they're working in this like 9 to 5 sort of a thing. Well, first of all, they have to go to 12 years plus 4 more years. We're going to get into all the college stuff of basically communist indoctrination, and don't learn anything. They never once teach you how to like grow your own food. They don't teach you how to like take care of yourself. How to, you know, like one of the main things if you're going to have a school for kids, you know, beyond just learning how to do basic math and read, which kids learn on their own, because yeah, with all the video games and phones and everything, like my kid, my son, just learned it on his own because he was playing video games. He couldn't read what was on the screen. But beyond that, like one of the main things that would be important for a kid to know is how to make money, right? Where's that class in the government indoctrination camps, right? No. You go to the camps, then you pay for 4 more years. Don't worry, they'll forgive your loans. And then you'll get like an entry-level job and you'll sit in a cubicle for like 50 years. But if schools were at least decent, one of the main things that I would do if I had a school and I had to make the kids sit there, which I wouldn't do, but if I did, I'd be like, okay, here's what we're doing this semester. Everyone's got to come up with a business idea and actually do it. And the person who makes the most money wins. And, you know, some kid would start a lemonade stand. Some kid would start a little business doing, you know, deliveries or something, or lawn mowing, and he'd hire a few people. He'd have to learn all that. But no, they don't teach you any of that. So people are just so lost and so taken away from nature and stuff too. Like sitting in those indoctrination camps for 12 years, and they barely even go outside, and they mostly just, you know, the parents drive them to school, and just so disconnected. And they get out, and it's all this, you know, just basically slavery. It's under a different name. Not that like a job where someone offers to pay you and you accept it is slavery, but the system itself is quite slavery-like, especially when you include all the income taxes. And so a lot of people just get really lost, and of course they got like no spiritual sort of anything. And so they're like, okay, so we're here by accident, and I'm supposed to be a slave all my life, and I'm being put into all these indoctrination camps my whole life, and I have to work in a cubicle for the rest of my life, and I'm just on my phone all day. I don't even go outside anymore. And so a lot of people get like really depressed. So then what do? They go to the guy in the white butcher coat, and he gives them he gives them like meth, which is like Adderall and Prozac and all kinds of stuff to like mess your head up. It actually makes you suicidal. And it just goes on from there. Like just so many people, not everyone of course, but so many people are just a total wreck. And you're seeing that in society, so to speak. No one has any principles. And it leads to basically the world we have today.